Hey, what's going on, guys? It's MaxMax24, and the month of October has come and gone. We are now entering the month of November, and with a new month means a new haul video. The videos where I show you all the movies, video games, pop figures, and books that I picked up. But before we get into that, before we get into my haul video for October 2022, let me know in the comments below what you picked up in the month of October. Please like, comment, subscribe, tell your friends, and all the ones of us to tell you what to do. Follow me on social media, Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, TikTok. I upload most on Twitter and TikTok. Sometimes on Facebook, barely ever on Instagram. Follow me on Facebook, subscribe to me here. And with that, let's get into my October haul video. So this month, I picked up a decent amount of movies. Not a whole lot. It was a decent amount. But I got a lot of freaking video games. I really made up for it with the video games. But we're just going to start off right away with the movies, get them out of the way, and then there's too many video games to really show off in this entire video, so I'm going to be doing this nice little montage at the end. But as far as movies go, I picked up Bullet Train. This is Brad Pitt's latest movie. It's an action movie. Was it particularly great? No. Was it fun to see just all these different characters running around this really fast train killing each other? Yes, it was fun. This is pure cinematic fast food. This is a popcorn movie at its finest. It's got some elements of John Wick, got some elements of Nobody. It's got all of that. It's not as good as John Wick is, but it's just a hell of a lot of fun. If you are a fan of action movies, especially unique action movies, I would recommend just giving this one a shot. Don't go into it expecting gold. Go into it expecting to have a good time. Next up, I picked up Black Sails, the complete series. Not enough people talk about this show, and I think that is just a travesty, all right? Black Sails is such a good show. It lasted for 4 seasons. It's a pirate show that's set before Treasure Island. So it's kind of like a prequel to the Treasure Island story, the Treasure Island mythos, but it's so much better than what that sounds like. Seriously, this show, all 4 seasons are just hit after hit after hit. So many stakes, so much action, so much fun, so many great characters. If you like TV, if you like any pirate thing, if you like any fantasy, if you just like, shows in general, I would highly recommend watching Black Sails. Now, it's not for the faint of heart. It's very bloody, very gory. It's very graphic too. So it's kind of like a Game of Thrones, but if it was pirate-wise. But if you can get over that, great show, phenomenal show. Seriously, I don't know how much more to say about it. It's just worth every second. Then I picked up Edge of Tomorrow. Edge of Tomorrow is a classic, well, classic as in it came out in like the 2000s, but like it's a classic sci-fi time loop type movie. It didn't get the attention it deserved upon release, but since then it has definitely grown a cult following, and it's a really good movie, more than decent. It's just a really good movie. It's got some it's got 2 great people in Tom Cruise and Emily Blunt. It's just a great story. It's a fun story. If you like sci-fi and you haven't seen Edge of Tomorrow, I don't know what you're doing. Go watch Edge of Tomorrow, okay? I'm so glad I got to add this to my collection. It was cheap, and I was like, hey, I like Edge of Tomorrow. I don't have it on my shelf, so now I do. Then I picked up the Steelbook for Nobody. I can get rid of that J card. This is Jordan Peele's latest movie, and I think it's my favorite of the movies he's done, all right? It's not a horror movie. It's just a fun alien-type movie, alien invasion type movie. A giant alien killing people. They got to figure out why. They want to get like the perfect shot of this alien, and it's just a lot of fun. The cast is just really great, very charismatic. The story is very interesting. It's just everything about this is really well constructed, and everything leads to something. This is Jordan Peele at his finest, all right? He has been knocking it out of the park for the most part with all of his movies, but Nope, I think, just takes everything good that Jordan Peele's done and just does it better. Seriously, highly recommend this movie. If you're a sci-fi fan, if you're a Jordan Peele, if you're just a fan of movies, fun movies, I'd highly recommend watching this one, alright? I think some of the critics were a little too harsh on it. It didn't get bad reviews or anything, but it didn't get like phenomenal ones either, but it's worth the watch. Next, I picked up 2001: A Space Odyssey. This is a classic sci-fi movie, okay? Is it my favorite sci-fi movie? No, it's not, alright? It's very confusing. I've fallen asleep watching it sometimes. But is it a classic sci-fi movie that you just have to own if you're a sci-fi fan? Yeah, it is, alright? This movie is just, it's crazy, it's wild, it's thought-provoking. I was like 10 when I watched it for the first time, which is probably why I fell asleep a bunch, so, I haven't really watched it much since, but I'm going to be rewatching it now that I own it in my collection. And again, just a classic. You should watch it if you haven't. Then I picked up a lot of Doctor Who seasons, because Doctor Who had a regeneration episode couple weeks ago, and they put Doctor Who seasons on sale on Amazon, and I was like, I need some Doctor Who seasons. So first up, I got Doctor Who, the complete 5th series. This is Matt Smith's first season as the Doctor, and this was just so much fun, alright? It was a little jarring going from David Tennant to Matt Smith, but I think that he just knocked out of the park as the Doctor. This is the crack in time, the cracks in like the world, fabric of reality storyline, and it's just a lot of fun. Amy's fun, Matt Smith is fun. It's just Doctor Who at its finest right here. Then I picked up Twice Upon a Time. This is Peter Capaldi's regeneration episode. This is such a good story of the first Doctor hanging out with the 12th Doctor, both refusing to regenerate and then coming to terms with regeneration by the end of it. It's probably one of my favorite regenerations episodes that Doctor Who has ever done. Peter Capaldi does not get the love that he deserves, and this is just seriously, it's a phenomenal episode. Then I picked up The Time of the Doctor. This is Matt Smith's regeneration episode, and it's a really good episode too. I don't think it's on the same level as Twice Upon a Time, but I still think The Time of the Doctor is a really good send-off for this version of the Doctor. We get to see him fighting all of the villains he's fought over the years. We get to see him growing old. We get to see him go through all this stuff, and it's just fun to see. Then I picked up Doctor Who, the complete 7th series. This is Matt Smith's final season as the Doctor. I enjoyed this season for the most part. It was weirdly split in half, though. The first half was about Amy and her departure, and the second half was about building the Impossible Girl arc, and I don't know if the two halves worked very well together, but Matt Smith is great in the role, as ever. Clara is great. She's an interesting character. They didn't really know what to do with her yet. Here, though, they knew what to do with her later, but here she was just kind of more one note. Amy, great companion. Really sad that we lose them in this season, but overall, it's a good season, strong final season for this iteration of the character. I just wish it was not split up into 2 parts like it was. Then, the final movie/TV show that I picked up in the month of October is Doctor Who, Sylvester McCoy's complete season 1. Sylvester McCoy is the 6th Doctor, and I think he's the 6th? Yeah, he's the 6th Doctor. People didn't like him. Or is he the 7th? He's the 7th Doctor. I was wrong. He's the 7th Doctor. But people didn't like him when he was airing. I really haven't seen much of him. He showed up, spoiler alert, in The Power of the Doctor. He's shown up in other things too. But I'm fine with him. I mean, people really actively do not like his era. I mean, this is the final era of classic Who before it got canceled and put on hiatus. So that'll tell you all you need to know. But, he's getting more love now, and I'm building out the classic Doctor Who collection, and I'm just glad to add this to my collection. Those were all of the movies/TV shows I picked up. I didn't pick up any pop figures this month, which is kind of weird for me. It kind of hurts my soul. I really didn't pick up any books this month either, but I did make up for it with the video games. So first up, I got a couple 360 games to fill out my collection. That's Fallout 3. Fallout 3 is not my favorite Fallout. I'm sorry to say this, but Fallout 4 is probably my favorite Fallout. I just love the settlement building. I know, shoot me, but Fallout 3 is a really good Fallout title. It's the first Fallout title made by Bethesda. If you didn't know, Fallout 1 and 2 were not made by Bethesda. It's also the first 3D Fallout game. And it's just a good time. It's very dated by today's standards. A lot of the menus, a lot of the systems are kind of dated. But overall, it's still one of the best written video games that we've had, ever. It's one of the best Fallout entries, even though it's not my favorite. It's still one of the strongest entries in the series. And it's a good game. I want them to remaster it or, just spruce it up a little bit. Seriously, great game. Then I picked up Mass Effect 1. Mass Effect 1 is, of course, the first Mass Effect by BioWare. Great trilogy. Fantastic trilogy, all right? If you like sci-fi, these are the sci-fi games to play. I mean, BioWare was at the top of their game with this trilogy. They have since fallen off a bit, but they were at the top of their game during the Mass Effect trilogy, and I just needed to add the trilogy to my collection. Then I picked up Mass Effect 2, the best Mass Effect, and continues the trilogy. I have not picked up Mass Effect 3 yet, sorry. I have the Mass Effect Complete Legendary Collection or whatever for Xbox One, but I want them all separate, in separate cases. And I have not found Mass Effect 3 yet, but I have Mass Effect 1 and 2 now. Then I picked up BioShock. BioShock is just another classic title, all right? This is just, if you haven't played BioShock, what are you doing? Okay, BioShock is just it's a classic. It's a phenomenal title. It's just, I don't know what more to say about it. Go play it if you haven't. Those are all the 360 games I picked up. And then the big thing is I had a family friends who were getting rid of not one, but 2 classic consoles, and they wanted to give them to me. Now, there's too many games to really talk about them all here, so I'm going to be doing right now you can see this little montage thing going on, right? All the things that they gave me. So they gave me a Super Nintendo Entertainment System with all bunch of games, a bunch of classic titles, all right? The Super Nintendo Entertainment System was the second Nintendo console that they made. First was the NES, then it was the SNES. And the SNES, it doesn't get as much love as like the NES and the 64 did, but it had some decent games. It had Mario, it had, Mario Kart. It had all these decent, fun, interesting titles. And I have them all in my collection now. Well, not all of them. There's still some like classics that I'm missing. Along with the SNES, they also gave me an N64. The N64 is one of the most popular Nintendo consoles. One of the ones that people often talk about when they talk about Nintendo consoles, because this had bangers like Mario Kart 64, Mario 64. It had frickin' Mario Party. I don't think it was called 64. It had Super Smash Bros. On it. It had so many great titles on it. And again, I finally have it in my collection. I played the 64 a lot at their house. I didn't know that they had an SNES, so I was super surprised by that one. But the N64, I've been clamoring for years because I played so much of this, and now it is sitting on my shelf beautifully in a beautiful spot, place of honor. And then along with that, they gave me a couple handhelds. I don't know how old some of these handhelds are. The Oregon Trail handheld. It looks like it came out in like 2014, 2015, so that's not really that old. And a fishing game that I'm probably never going to touch, but it's part of the game collection because, I got a big game collection. My parents call it my museum. It's just a big game collection. But yeah, that is all that I picked up in the month of October. Not a lot of movies, but a lot of freaking video games. I hope you enjoyed. Please let me know in the comments below what you picked up that I should pick up. Let me know things that I picked up that you really want or you really hate and you think I'm so stupid for picking up. Let me know in the comments below. I hope you enjoyed. Please like, comment, subscribe, tell your friends, all the fun of us YouTubers. Tell you guys to do. Follow me on social media, Twitter, Facebook, blah, 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 all the social medias. I'm just gonna say all of them. They're in the link below. Yeah, I hope you enjoyed, and I hope to see you in the next